Welcome to the Superfacts Show on the Superfacts Network, featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop, and music journalist Mark Walter Ward. They have discussions about hip-hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts. What up, world? Superfacts Show, Superfacts Network. It's your boy Mark Walter Ward. We got Jon Locke with us today. How you doing today, brother?
What's going on, Mark? I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on your show, man.
Oh, no doubt, shit. Thanks for joining us. So
yes, sir.
You got a new song out. Do It To Me. How's it? I would kind of describe it as like a little bit more traditional than some of today's R&B.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a fresh sound and everything, but I don't know. It's just how would you like? I mean, man, fuck describing music. Tell me about the song.
Well, I mean, like going off of what you were saying, man, it pulls from, some of the foundation from earlier times, but at the same time, just bringing a different flavor to it, hopefully a fresh sound to it. But the record, man, we just, my production team and I, we just went in there and just, was creative about it, had fun with it. And lyrically, man, just wanted to talk about, putting, people in the mood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the type of vibe we was on that type of record.
I mean, shit, we always gonna need music like that. And
I think so.
Yeah, most definitely. Is this just a single that you working? You working towards a larger project, like what you got going on with it?
Yeah, it's right now it's a single, but it's going to be a compilation of maybe like 4 or 5 songs together, and making it like maybe a short movie, short type thing, along with the videos to like tell us a relationship story. So we're starting off with the love making and all that type of stuff, but then we'll have like relationship fight type of record that's where I might have said something fucked up or whatever, you know what I mean, and but it's going to be a compilation of 4 or 5 songs that'll make a nice little short movie with the videos.
Okay, shit, that's what's up. You're somewhat of an industry veteran. It says you co-written remixes with Ne-Yo and KeKe Palmer. What does that entail?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be a part of a team down in Atlanta that brought me in to do a remix or help out on a remix for Ne-Yo and KeKe, and it was a learning lesson because it was like you trying to figure out how to. It was my first time being in the room with other writers and producers, and trying to fill my spot and fit, see what I fit in at and whatnot. But I think those experience, well, I know for a fact those experiences really helped me to kind of get a foot, get my foot in the door, and to kind of guide me in how I need to navigate in this industry.
How was that for you networking wise? Did you make a lot of strong connections?
Yeah, definitely did. It was kind of interesting at first because I'm naturally an introvert. You know what I mean? I kind of play the room, play the wall a little bit more than just jumping out. So it was more like, I'm more of an observer, you know what I mean? So, but eventually I kind of opened up and, my guys that brought me into the situation helped me, start networking. Like, man, Jay, you got to network if you want to move around in this industry. So I had to kind of break that shield a little bit.
And then, that brings it right back to what you were saying about your project. So at this point, were you starting to learn that it's valuable to have more than, I mean, not just revenue stream, but in this day where like content creation is so important, it seems like it would behoove oneself not to just make music, like do stuff like you're doing, make mini movies, have merch attached to every other. I mean, there's many ways artists go about it. Like one thing I've noticed, like pandemic and even like as shit started, shifting to streaming being more important than anything else. And I notice how creative artists have been getting with it.
Yeah, you hit it on the nail with that one. I also think that, because I don't really think that anything we're all trying to do right now is anything new under the sun, but we're just trying to figure out a way how to deliver it a little bit differently or even more creatively. You know what I mean? So like my idea, it's been done before, but hopefully the way we're doing it this time around, it puts a little twist on it where it's like, oh, okay, I see, you know, they can see my vision through it instead of, you know, versus seeing, oh, he was trying to be like such and such, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think you're definitely right on that. You know, you know, it's just not about putting out music. It's about, okay, the content, and then making sure, and in my case, I just want to make sure the content, when people see it, they know they can get a sense that, oh, this is who he is, and not, you know, somebody just being fugazi about it, you know.
I can dig it. So you from the Shy, right? What West Side?
Yep, West Side, West Side.
Who would you say is some of the best rappers in the history of the West Side?
Oh man, you got to put Twist up there. You my wow. You know, I got to put my boys Crucial Conflict in there. You know,
Yeah, shout out Wild Style.
Yeah, Wild Style, man, Wild Style. Man, it's them the two that really come off. You know, Do or Die. You know what I mean? It's you know what I'm saying, it's a few of them. It's a few of them. But them the few that off the top of my head.
I can dig it. So what you know, is it you came up in the choir and everything, but your dad was in the jazz world, and it says your dad played drums for legends like Tyrone Davis, and
yeah.
I must confess, I'm not too hip to Tyrone Davis. Can you pull my coat to him? Tell me about Tyrone Davis a little bit, and then tell me how your dad got involved in, you know, such a world.
Yeah, no worries on that. That's Tyrone's like yeah, back in the day, you know, but Tyrone, he was a soul singer. And one of his biggest records was called In the Mood. So, you know, if you know, stream that or, you know, whatever, that was one of his biggest records. Matter of fact, I think the record was in Friday After Next, or Next Friday. And Ice Cube had it in, Ice Cube had it in the scene where he was dreaming of the, you know, the Puerto Rican girl from next door. Yeah, right. So that's the song. If you remember that, you know, if you go back and check that movie out, that's the song that my dad helped co-write. And so, but he played drums for him, and you know, my dad had a few deals and whatnot, you know, regional success, but nothing really major like that. But he was my biggest influence.
You know, a lot of times back in those days, if you couldn't break the regional, it was actually because you were so good, they wanted to keep you there to keep, you know, pushing these singers over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you being for real? For like I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh, most definitely. There were session players that, you know, formed little bands, and the record company made sure it didn't work. You know, just let them what they beat enough to keep them around, but what they really was interested. I mean, shit, look at the Motown Factory.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now that you're right about that.
You know, Cheech and Chong. You know that dude Chong used to be a songwriter for Motown.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know that. You put me new on to something right there.
Yeah. I mean, shit, you put me on to Tyrone Davis, but it says so. At 11, you found your love singing and joined the church choir. You know, a lot of people say that, and you know, you could somewhat hear it, but I grew up right outside of DC. I used to go to a majority Black church when I was forced to go to church, and I definitely see the difference in the choirs, and I can hear it. But let's say someone had no knowledge whatsoever. How would you describe the influence that, you know, having some choir training has on a contemporary musician such as yourself?
I would just say it's more of the scales, you know, hitting like, you know, your alto range or your baritones, your sopranos, and in some cases there would be times where we would have to, as like for me being a tenor, I would have to be able to hit all those other three ranges, maybe alto, soprano, or baritone. So it really helped me in pushing my range vocally, you know, and just even expanding my music theory even more. Because when you singing and then you hearing the choir director talking about, okay, you know, give me a G or a G sharp or whatever, and it's like you're trying to figure out like how does that equal with work with singing, but then you hearing how the key change and all that type of stuff. It's like, okay, now I need to really do my studying because I gotta be on point with it. So it really helped my music theory and my vocal range out.
And then you know, with your dad and all that, you learn how to play mad instruments, man. You like Pimp C, drums, piano, sax. You know, are you a fan? Are you a fan of Pimp C? Are you hip to Pimp C's production like
absolutely,
that?
absolutely, man.
You know, he can play a bunch of instruments too, like him, you, and Prince and shit. Y'all birds of a feather.
Yeah, he was dope, man, and that was the main thing. Like, you know, saxophone, that was my first instrument. My mom's pushed that on me. She loved the sound of a sax. But then I moved over, transitioned to the trombone, and then it was the keyboard, the piano, and then the drums. And then from there I just pretty much stuck with the drums and the piano.
Man, do you ever feel like in society the rewards you receive, but whether they be like financial or attention or whatever you would view as a tangible good, is commensurate with all these skills you've learned? Because you must have spent a lot of time doing all this shit. These aren't light statements, you know. Like these things sound like several 10,000, you know, the quote unquote 10,000 hour
10,000 hours, yeah,
like endeavors you've mastered.
I think I don't think, you know, maybe I haven't gotten the recognition, but as of yet, but I do believe that in due time, and you know, you know what, to be like, I used to think about that a lot, but as I've continued to go further in this industry and grow, it's like now it's like, man, I just want to put this music out here, put my talents out here, you know, and whoever gravitates to it, I just want people that's going to appreciate it, and who don't, cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to get kind of tied up about that, but now it's like, man, I can't get stressed out about that. You gotta
embrace that journey, huh?
Yeah, gotta embrace that journey, man. And you gotta put your talents out there. You know what I mean? And you know, whether it's 1 talent, 4 talents, or 10 talents, you know what I mean? You gotta put it out there, and the people that is gonna appreciate you, they're gonna come to you. They're gonna gravitate to you.
Word, I can dig it. So, you know, choir and all that other stuff. You said trombone. Was you ever in marching band?
Nah, I didn't do the marching band. I did the classical joint. You know what I mean? Orchestra and everything like that. But never did the marching band, man.
Got you. You ever seen Drumline?
Yeah, I've seen Drumline. Yeah.
You think it's corny that the Drumline? I think Drumline is probably one of my top 5 favorite movies ever.
No, that's dope.
I'm be real honest with you. I fucks with Nick Cannon hard because like I used to think that he was the realest rapper ever, just because he was the only person that was really rapping about shit. You know, like your daddy don't like me and all that other shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, and at the time it was a bunch of fugazi motherfuckers as far as like what they were saying, because there's all types of cats being, you know, outed for not really being in the gang or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, Nick Cannon, the only one out here not lying on these records.
Right.
And then Drumline came out, and I was like, damn, I just fuck with Nick Cannon. And to my eternal shame, I went and saw Love Don't Cost a Thing in the movie theater. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
Oh no, well, you know, everybody has a miss once in a while. You know what I mean? But no, Drumline was dope, man. I remember watching that with my pops, man. Like, I'm not gonna even hold you. That was a dope movie. I rocked with it. You know,
I definitely fuck with Drumline. You know, on Spotify, you know, it talks about this project you had. I don't know if you did it in conjunction with V-Dub or if he just hosted it, because I know if you did it with him, that gives you access to things. You know, people ain't aware V-Dub is a very well-connected Chicago DJ. But where's that available at?
Dat Piff.
On Dat Piff?
Yeah. We did that together, man. We, you know what I'm saying? I got a chance to get up with him prior to where the songs were pretty much done. And I'm like, that mixtape was a mixtape of, like you were just talking about with Nick, how he was talking about like real shit in his life. That's exactly what that mixtape is, relationship wise, what I was going through, you know, what I was seeing, you know, saying my moms and pops go through, you know, and I would internalize it. And I just internalized it. And I didn't know how V-Dub, you know, was going to respond to it, because it was like straight R&B, you know what I mean? But, you know, to his credit, he heard what it could be, and man, he you know, he got behind me and did his thing on it.
Gotcha. As you know, like the West Side of Chicago ain't necessarily the I mean, that's a pretty harsh place at times. Have you ever had anybody try to test you just because they knew you was an R&B singer?
Nah, man, I mean, not that I know of, you know what I mean, but a lot of times, man, I'm like it's like I told you before, I play the wall, man. Like I'm on my business, you know what I mean, and and I try to stick to the codes of the street, you know what I mean, like not trying to be, you know, I don't try to, you know, be somebody that I'm not, you know what I
Right.
mean. So when I walk in the door, you're gonna say, okay, either he a clean cut dude or he an R&B singer. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it ain't, but at the same time, you know, I can hold my head and cats know that, okay, you know, he's not, you know what I'm saying, he's not no joke either. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna get out here and just be like, you know what I mean? You gotta be smart and be
You ain't
wise how you move
you
out
ain't
here.
making no noise, but ain't nothing sweet.
Right, absolutely. You know, don't take the quietness for weakness.
Got you. So like, you know, I'm pretty hip to Chicago. I got a lot of peoples in Chicago, but how would you say the national media portrayal of Chicago is in terms of accuracy and reality?
I think it's a little bit overplayed, you know. I mean, it's, you know, it's some things going on out here, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I think it is the media's job to overplay things a little bit more, because you got to think where they coming from. They trying to get advertising bucks. You know what I'm saying? So the more they can kind of, you know, keep people's eyes on their news, like, oh, they get me talk about Chicago again. Let's see what's, you know. I mean, I was out in New York one time, man. And they was like, man, y'all be they was like, you from Chicago? Y'all be wilding. And I'm like, man, it's not really like that, you know what I'm saying? But all they showing them is the negative stuff. And you know, even here in Chicago, they showing all the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's some stuff going on out here, man, but it's not as bad as it portrays it to be a lot of times.
You know, one thing though, it does kind of highlight how bad it is, man. It's amazing how much money there is to be made in Black Death.
Yeah,
Because you're talking about getting clicks. I mean, motherfuckers want clicks because they get ad views and then they get money from, you know, the advertisers and sponsors and shit. So that's monetized Black Death. And
yeah.
then, unless Chicago got, like I said, I think I know about Chicago. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's no gun factories in Chicago.
Nah, man. You know they know where they get them joints from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's, you know,
and
that's across the border. You know what I mean? So, you know,
and
or your state line, should I say?
and I mean, I ain't got no larger point. That shit just in and of itself is fucking disturbing to me. You know, just the way you
Yeah,
phrased it, like it brought that to mind, like clicks, like damn, you're
yeah,
over sensationalizing Black Death for clicks. But then, like, you know, you got the prototype, you know, you got the boots on the ground. What do you see being done about this problem? Like if the whole fucking media is talking about how bad it is, and it comes up in, you know, fucking people running for you know, presidential campaign speeches. You know, you there, brother. What do you see people doing?
I, you know, man, you see the marches, like the you know, like I think what was the young man Alvarez they had last week, I think it was. You see the marches that they doing for, you know, for the kids, and but man, it's
But that's about the police, right?
that's not the police, right? And so that's what I was getting ready to lead into. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that I think they still trying to figure out what to do. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? I don't think they really know. You know, maybe, you know, and this is from the outside looking in, because obviously I don't know, but sometimes it just looks like they don't really know how to move. You know, deal with it. You know what I mean? And it might be too much going on for them to really try to put their hands on it, you know, or get a hold of it. You know, so
But I mean, these are the same people that go to other countries and overthrow their leadership and tell them
yeah,
how to live their lives.
absolutely.
So
Uh,
how they don't know?
uh,
So I mean, they theoretically know social engineering. They telling all these other motherfuckers what's good for them. So they at least they feel they know what's good for people. So where they
it's
at in Chicago? They just selling this nightmare. But
right, and it's like, you know, it's you know, a lot of times, man, it could be, you know, I hate to even put it like this, but sometimes, man, you think like, damn, is it because, you know, it's just black on black crimes, you know what I mean? And so maybe they don't really too much, you know.
Well, nah, brother, because you know that's kind of a fabricated thing, because
That's what I'm saying.
none of those crimes occur anywhere that those same type of crimes occur anywhere where there's poverty, and almost all crime occurs within the racial, but
And that's true.
it's really not even within the racial group. That's more of a
It's just
downstream consequence of who
poverty
lives,
that, yeah,
and who lives around you. You know what I mean?
and that's what I'm saying, and that's what you hear. You know what I mean? Or that's what I hear sometimes, and it's like, you know, those that's coming from people that don't really understand it. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's just really it's very disturbing. You know what I mean? It is very disturbing because, you know, like, Chicago's a beautiful city. We got beautiful people out here, you know, and then it's like you can't sometimes, you know, and then when you hear people like, man, you know, I don't want to visit Chicago. It's like man,
one of the best places in the world. Some of the most iconic artistic and musical history in our country is
absolutely,
Chicago,
man.
you know, cultural history.
Yeah.
You know, but all they'll talk about is gang banging, Al Capone, the mob, all that type shit.
Right.
You know, they ain't like New York though. Like think about it. When you hear people talking about New York, they don't be talking about like Latin Kings and shit. They be talking about Broadway. You know what I mean?
Right. Yankee Stadium.
But I bet you mad motherfuckers that hear this shit never even heard of Lakeshore Drive.
You know, I mean, it's Lakeshore Drive. You know what I mean? You got your Wacker, State Street. You know what I mean? You got some, you got, I mean, Bronzeville. You know what I mean? It's some nice joints in all those areas, man. And like I said, you gotta keep your eyes open. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but that's anywhere you go. That's anywhere you go. You know what I mean? But you know, like you said, man, it's just, even if you turn on the news and it's like the same stuff every morning.
Hey, but keep talking that good shit, brother. Tell me about some of the dope places you performed at and shit, because I know you must have graced some venues with the resume you got.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm still trying to build that resume, but you know, I did a nice little at the McCormick Place out here in Chicago for the Black Women's Expo. That was real dope. Was part of South by Southwest with one of my artists. I also did a couple
Black Women's Expo. What song? How many songs you sang?
I think what did I do? I think I did 2 songs there. Did a joint called Vicky. I did a joint called Vicky's that was produced by Soundmaster T, a well-known producer artist out here in Chicago from the South Side. And we had a blast with that one.
Vicky's. You know? So I assume it's about lingerie, underwear.
Yeah, my man. There you go.
so nah, man, I gotta hear about this. So what's it like performing that at the Black Women's Expo?
It was, man, I don't know, man. It was like, it was dope, man, because they walked me in, and being a new artist, I'm like, man, you know.
But like by the middle of the song, bro, how they was looking at you.
It was some youngins out there, but they was like, yeah, okay, all right. But then there was some older was like, what is this? What's he up here doing? It was different, man.
Because you know, I played your song out loud around my family, but not like yo, listen to this, and they gradually started to pay attention to it. And I can only imagine like your music, you know, with a crowd that don't know you, especially you sing about underwear at a mostly female crowd. I can just see like their attention just focusing as the song progressed.
Yep, and that's what it did. Like, and I remember coming off the stage, man, and people was like, man, we want you to, you know, I had a few come up to me like, we want you to perform at, you know, at this next event with us. You know, I'm doing this event. So it was, you know, like I said, at first it was like, oh my goodness. But then, and like you said, as the song started progressing and they started seeing me interact with the crowd, it was like, okay, this young man, he doing his thing.
You know, I've been a big R&B fan. I mean, my whole life really, and I got shit back like Mad Supreme shit, Mad Motown shit.
I peeped it, man. I peeped the records back there. That's dope.
And you know, I don't got no problems with no form of R&B. I love New Jack. I like the shit they got, the trap and the rappers and all that good shit. But like I wish motherfuckers made more topical songs. Like everything ain't all about relationships, love, the club, or fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you've heard what's going on before, right?
Yeah, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, and like I mean, lots of people made protest records in the last year too. But do you
Yeah,
think it'll ever get to a point where people will be having? I mean, I don't want to call them concept albums, but more societal commentary mixed in with the R&B, which seems to me to like almost totally gone away, like scratching in hip hop.
it's interesting you say that, because that's one of the things that me and the team been talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it's a
And
void, bro.
yeah, including that within, because a lot of that too has an effect on your relationship as well. And you know what I'm saying? So what's going on socially can affect how you dealing with your mate or whoever you're dealing with in the relationship. And I think, and like you said, man, everything is not just about, saying, oh, I want to smash, or, whatever. You know what I mean? It's more about speaking to the whole realm of just being a human being, you know. And I give you credit for that, man, because that's something that just from my standpoint, like I said, my team and I, we have been discussing that.
I mean,
As
it
far as
seems like financially it work because like when I say it's a void, I mean like people have moods, right? And you might want to listen to something like that, but your only choice is like some abrasive ass rock music or some rap music, and maybe you got your kids around. Like you can listen to what's going on around your kids. You can't listen
yeah,
to Ice Cube's Predator around your 5-year-old. I mean,
right,
I guess you could, but you're gonna be having some hard conversations. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's how I was raised, man. I was raised on,
So I feel
you
like
know,
somebody could come fill that void. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's money just waiting on the table. Just like I ain't gonna name no names, but like mad rappers really is just like copies of earlier rappers that worked, or maybe even better in some cases, right? But the
okay,
LL Cool J cat went away. Why is nobody copying LL Cool J? That shit is proven to work. Like there needs to be a 2021 LL Cool J. If a dude pulled that off, he gonna make mad money. Look how much money Flow Rider did, and he was about a quarter of a LL Cool J.
yeah, yeah. He was, yeah, Flow Rider. But
Flow
I
Rider
think,
paid.
yeah, he stayed in his lane. He knew what he wanted to do, and he stayed in that lane, and he didn't veer over. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's,
And the way
I
you
think
were
it
speaking
just,
about Chicago, bro, I ain't trying to keep interrupting you and changing the subject, but
no, you
man,
good.
it sound like you got that album in you.
There's some songs that I have in the vault that I've recorded. You know
Because
what I mean?
it ain't just police brutality and gang violence, man. There's mad other shit that go into Chicago. Like I don't think people understand about how many like people who became black political figures or black people that entered into politics that
Yeah,
showed people all across the country that was even possible. And this is well
yeah.
before Barack Obama, not to mention Obama. Like Chicago has such like a rich story to be told, and
Well,
it's only that one little bit getting told.
absolutely. You know what I mean? And I agree with you, man. I agree with you. And I think this the second. I think you're the second person that's mentioned this to me. So I feel like God's putting that message out to me, like, man, you know what I'm
Synchronicity.
saying? Let's go to work. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm giving you a voice to say something. So no, that's dope, man. And I take that to heart, because that's, like I said, I do have a couple songs in the vault, man, about that. And like you said, it's not even just about gang violence, it's just about, you know, like a what's going on type vibe, or, like a man in the mirror type vibe. You know what I mean? And because it's about everything. It's not, like you said, it's just not about sex and broken hearts and all that type of stuff. It's about everything that we're dealing with, especially this last year and a half.
Yeah, no doubt. How's that been for you?
Man, it was a little rough at first, man. To be real with you, it was a little
That shit
rough.
was scary, right?
You know what I'm saying?
When they was
And
washing their
I,
groceries and shit, man, I ain't know what the fuck to do.
yeah, I'm like, wow, I got to bring groceries. I got to wash the bags down, and you know what I'm saying, and take a shower every time I step out the house. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. And but I just try to, just me being, I'm a spiritual person, you know what I mean? So I just try to, you know, kind of, I'm, focus toward that a little bit more. And every once in a while, it gets a little more challenging, man. But I try to go back to my foundation, and that's what helped me get through.
I feel you, bro. Like regardless of what you believe, the universe, God, whatever. I kind of feel like life kind of shows you what to do, and like you have your biggest problems when you don't listen. Just like over the long run, people really tell you who they are. You know what I mean?
That's real. That's real. And I think life the last year or so has really like checked us. Like, okay, let's see who you really are. You know what I mean? That's how I looked at it. Like, okay, whoa, I'm really looking in the mirror now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Me too, bro. I tried to learn how to be a little more self-reliant because I got 3 kids and I'm down here in Florida, and motherfuckers get to acting up down here. And I was like, man, what would I do if I had to feed these kids and grocery stores closed? Because they was acting up about the toilet paper around these parts, brother.
Yeah.
And
paper towels and everything.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna get too much into it, but I figured out some things I can do. But we almost at a half hour. I ain't trying to monopolize your time. Well, shit, what's the next thing for us to look out for? What you got going on? And please shout out all your socials, websites, anywhere they can buy merch, any of that good stuff.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Well, all my socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, is Jon Locke World, JonLockE, Jon Locke World. Really, man, the next situation, man, we getting ready. We're just gonna continue working this record, working on the project, like I was telling you, with like the 4 or 5 individual singles, but then doing those videos with it to make it a movie type thing. And then hopefully as things start opening up, man, I'm looking forward to getting out here and start performing again and getting out here in front of the crowd and the public and shaking hands and whatnot. But we're gonna keep dropping these records, man. That's staying consistent with it.
Shit, I can dig it. Well, man, thanks for your time.
Mark, I appreciate you, dude.
No doubt. Jon Locke, Mark Waldo Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network.
The Super Facts Network, home of Jump Pop, SCE, and the Super Facts Show, now available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. Come check out St. Laz, G from the Shop, and Mark Waldo Ward.